And we are live for Week 7 of Anchor Down, the Topsail Pirates football show. This is your weekly Port of Call for Pirate football. Thanks, everybody, for joining us tonight. I see we got our usual crowd. Got our usual crowd on YouTube as well and live, so thanks for joining us tonight. Before we get going here, we want to obviously thank our sponsor. We want to thank Oval and Ale, Friends of Topsail Football, especially Oval and Ale, for all the support that they give the football team throughout the year and really the high school and athletic department in general. So thank you to Oval and Ale, Jamie, your staff, your everybody, top notch. We appreciate it. We've got a lot to cover tonight. We are going to recap North Brunswick. We're going to recap the homecoming game. We've got some players to talk to tonight. We've got sophomore quarterback number 15, Tyler Vickers, coming up tonight. Round of applause. Yeah, there we go. I'll get y'all going. We've got hold on, Tyler. Not quite yet. He's ready. That's good. I like a quarterback that's ready to go, right? Junior number 13, middle linebacker Ryan Strickland's going to join us tonight. Fresh off return from injury. We're going to talk about it. We got senior defensive lineman number 51, Jack Waddell. So we're going to hear from them. We're going to recap North Brunswick. We're going to talk to Coach Schmidt. We're going to preview the Laney game, JV game home tomorrow night against Laney. And then the varsity game away Friday night, 7 o'clock kickoff. We're going to update you on what happened around the conference last week, and then we'll get out of here. Rich, have you had a good week? How you doing, dude?
It could be better. A couple of could have closed out the Padres today, but it did not happen. But that's all right. We'll get back after them tomorrow. Other than that, yeah, just excited. Excited from what I saw on Friday, excited from what I saw on Thursday, and excited to see what the team does to continue to improve as the season moves along. That's just me waving to the Lamberts as they are late for the show, but that's all right. That's all right. We can make it happen.
So the Cubs, is that a Checkers team or?
Yes, okay. That is a Checkers team.
All right. So week 6 last week. Our JV team took care of business down in, what's the name of that town down there? Is it Leland?
Yes.
Took care of business down in Leland, coming home with a 15-14 win over previously undefeated North Brunswick. JV taking care of business. What a game. If you were there, what a game to watch just as a spectator. If you weren't there, I'm sorry, because it was great. We're going to talk about that. We're going to dive into the JV a little bit this week and give them their props. And varsity coming off of a loss to North Brunswick Friday night at home. We'll dive into that. We'll hear from Coach about it as well. Rich, I do want to, before we get going here, I do want to take some time and talk about the JV team and that win down there in Leland at North Brunswick. The team absolutely did not quit. They got behind early, didn't care. They just kept playing every single down. And then, hey, look, when you play hard and you have that no quit attitude or that no quarter attitude, as we like to say around these parts, good things can happen in the game, and they did, right? So team got behind early, didn't give up. Then midway through the fourth quarter, they were able to drive the field and score a touchdown to come within one, make it 14-13, and then line up for a 2-point conversion, all or nothing, right? And converted on that 2-point attempt.
Yeah, that 2-point attempt, that was had me a little bit worried at first. We ran that sweep play, got hit in the backfield, but able to break that tackle and get in. I love the fact that Coach Proku decided that Proco. I'm sorry, Coach, if you're listening. I love the fact that it was, hey, either win it now or go back out there and try to get one more defensive stand. But no ties, and I love that mindset. And that final drive of that game, just chewing up some clock. Some big plays, some small plays, but just like you said, no quit, and we're able to go down there and come away with the victory. I do want to, as I do have a son on that team, I do want to give a shout out to Grady. I don't know if he's here. I think he is. First high school reception on that Thursday. So props to Grady. Good job, buddy. Love you.
Yeah. Lots of good performances all over the field, from offense, defense. I mean, just clutch plays everywhere you look throughout the whole game. Just clutch plays coming up. That 2-point try was amazing. I watching from the sideline, I initially thought he was stopped around the outside. It was Aaron Sander. He took the I believe it was a pitch.
It was
to the outside, and initially he was stopped by. I mean, it was probably 3 or 4 defensemen, and next thing you know, I'm like throwing my hands up like, oh no, and the next thing you know, I see him walk into the end zone, and I'm like, what just happened? But
yeah, and then after that, our defense had to get back on the field. And North was able to drive to about midfield or something like that before we were able to stop them and the clock were to run out. So yeah, we were able to punch it in, and then our defense got out there and they did what they had to do. I wish Coach Proco was here, because I do want to know why we spiked the ball on 4th down, and I got the answer on that. I see Coach Schmidt over there not smiling about that. But for all of you guys that did not see and were wondering the same thing, the ball spotter had it marked as 1st down, and the play was already sent in prior to the other coaches realizing that it was not 1st and 10, but 4th and 8. So I did get my answer, but I would like to bust Coach Proco's chops a little bit for it.
Everybody in the place thought it was a 1st down, except for the people that matter wearing the stripes. So, whatever.
Got the W.
That's all that matters. But yeah, that last defensive drive too. North Brunswick got the ball back. I believe there's maybe just over 2 minutes left in the game, and they were trying to put together a game-winning drive. We got them to about 4th. I believe it was like 4th and 6, 4th and 7, maybe after a false start penalty. And we knew that was going to be the last play of the game. North Brunswick drops back, tried to put the ball in the air, and we were able to bat that pass down.
Yeah, and beautiful defensive play. It was at number 22. 20
or 22.
Anybody know who batted that ball down on
20.
4th down?
Gator says 20. Jackson Boone.
Yeah, beautiful play. He had an interception earlier in that game too, right, Coach? Yeah, and he also had a pick. So great game for him.
Yeah, so after that, got the ball back, victory formation, took 2 knees, and that was a wrap. Great win by the JV. I can't stress that enough. It was awesome. Do it again tomorrow night, boys. Let's do it again tomorrow night at home against Laney.
Yeah. So Matt and I were talking about it. I know that the Laney JV team went undefeated last year. Right? Am I right on that, Coach? I'm pretty sure they went undefeated because their last game was here, and I think that they may have even gone undefeated the year before that. So it would be pretty awesome to snap that streak, whether it's 1 season or 2, tomorrow night in front of their home crowd, as we're in front of our home crowd.
Yeah, I have faith. Can't wait.
I believe.
That's right. That's right. All right. So moving on here, we are going to go into our Player of the Week interview. So at this time, we'll call up number 15 quarterback Tyler Vickers, number 13 middle linebacker Ryan Strickland, and number 51 senior defensive lineman Jack Waddell. Welcome to the stage, guys.
Yes, sir. So one of you boys is going to have to stand, and then you guys can pass this mic around. All right, the Vickers stand. All right, I'll stand.
All right, guys, welcome to the stage. Thanks for doing this tonight. We'll just start off, talk about the game, the homecoming game Friday night. How do you feel about it from a team perspective? Do you feel like there's been growth throughout the team, over the course of the season? And do you think collectively as a team you're getting better? And to branch off from that a little bit, since it was the homecoming game, talk about the atmosphere, the crowd, and just how that kind of helped the team on the sideline and all that good stuff. I'm interested to hear your thoughts.
I would definitely say I was really looking forward to the homecoming dance, but I still had to lock in for the game and stuff like that. So I was very happy pre-game. I was dancing, listening to my music and all that. But I would definitely say we are improving, especially on offense and defense, and overall as a team. I'm starting to, really build a relationship with the team. And I truly believe, though, that if we keep it up, we're going to do better and all that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think we were all excited for homecoming, and the crowd was great. They always come out and support us. We really appreciated that. Hearing them on the sideline helps, and on the field. But I think throughout the season the team has gotten better, not just scheme-wise, but making relationships with each other, building that trust with each other on the field. We haven't broken that barrier, got through to a win yet, but I feel it coming. I think the rest of us do too. And, yeah.
That's awesome. Great answer, both of you. Yeah.
Since week 1, we have progressed very well, and I feel like we're just going to keep on getting better. We're going to keep on growing. We have a young team, and we want it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. So these first set of questions are going to be for Tyler. Tyler, your first varsity start officially, not your first game, but your first start. So talk to me about how you felt. Was it different knowing, coming into the game and throughout your preparation that you're starting, you're going to go the distance, for the first time? How did that feel? 11 for 18 on the night. That's a 61% completion percentage for those mathematicians out there. 175 yards and a touchdown to no interceptions. Not a bad stat line for your first full game. So just talk to me about how it felt. Did it feel any different or much of the same? Or, and how do you think you played personally?
Yeah, so it's definitely the first of many, and I feel like the coaches really helped me out, prepare me for this moment, and Coach Carr, Coach Schmidt, all of them. And I would probably say I did good, but there's always room for improvement. And, I just remember when we played Trask and stuff like that, whenever I would be named the starter, that it would I would help out the team, and I would just never go back from that, just because I always believed in myself that once I get the job, I'm not going to give it up. I'm just going to really help Topsail get wins and help the team do better overall. But it was, when I was told I was a starter, I was very happy. I thank God and all that. But so yeah, that's pretty much it. So
yeah, that's great, man, and I think that mindset is the one you're going to have to maintain in order to continue to improve. So speaking of that, again, 11 for 18, 175 yards, a touchdown, good numbers for that first start. But you're only a sophomore, so you got the rest of this year. You got 2 more years left coming up. What is it how is it that you're going to continue to improve, continue to stay hungry, continue to motivate the team and motivate yourself in order to continue to really improve as a team in general?
So yeah, I'm going to keep on, going to the park, inviting other people to get better. Keep on watching Huddle, especially during the off season. I'm going to just keep on grinding and working, and always just keep my head down. Don't ever stop, because there's always someone out there that's working hard, and whenever you meet that person, you want to make sure you win. So that's just how I view it, and I believe that the next 2 years we're truly going to get better and better, and I feel like we can put a banner in that gymnasium for Topsail. So
yeah, and we will be here to support that.
Yes,
so next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over one of your clips from the game. This is a pass to JoJo. This was, I believe, the fourth quarter that he almost brought it to the house. So Matt, you got that ready to go?
Yeah.
So just kind of watch it at first, and then kind of walk us through what your process was, what you were seeing, why you decided to go there, so on and whatnot.
all right, so we're in trips right, I believe, and it's sit, and JoJo was in at Y. So on Y, he has a seam route, and if you notice that the middle field is very open, so I knew I was going to throw it to JoJo before even I got the snap. So, credit to my lineman, too, for giving me time to throw that seam ball, and credit to Carton for calling a great play, and credit to JoJo for catching it and then running. And, overall, that was a great play by our team and stuff like that, and that really helped us get into scoring position. So.
Awesome. Yeah, it was a great play. Next time JoJo brings it to the house, and we're talking about 2 touchdowns. So, great game overall. Appreciate you coming up here, but stay up here until we're done.
Yes, sir.
Moving on to Ryan. Hey, so kind of a tough start to the season for you, man. Getting injured week 1 against Dixon. I know I got a little glimpse of the foot after that game, and I was like, uh-oh, that does not look good. I honestly was not thinking just by that first glimpse that you were going to be back for the season. But fortunately you are, man, and you went out there and you had a great game this week after missing 3.5 weeks. You had, leading the team with 18 tackles, I think that says. Sorry, guys, I'm old and I'm not wearing my readers. So talk about that kind of that mental side, how you stayed engaged, how you stayed, physically, mentally ready to get out there and perform the way that you did in your first game back.
After Dixon, after when I was recovering, I was really hungry. I went to every single practice, even figured out ways to have meetings with the team and of ways that we can get better, things that we can do better, and I prepare myself every day, icing, elevating, compressing, talking to Miss Kelly about
Get the rest, right?
the rest, rest. Talking to Miss Kelly about a faster way to come back, seeing Dr. Boyd almost once every week, and I was really hungry to come back.
Well, it was a heck of a return. 18 tackles is insane, brother.
Thank you.
That's wild, man. That's coming back with a vengeance. So, and up there in the press box, felt like we were announcing your name almost every play. So,
Thank you.
Yeah. So, next question. Last year you were a sophomore. Obviously, you played a little bit of varsity. I think you were mostly an 8-quarter guy last year, and mainly a JV player. But talk about the difference this year being an everyday varsity player, and how it's different compared to your first 2 years on JV.
It's completely different because last year, me and a select other few would go from playing all Thursday night and then getting ready for another game the next day, kind of just focusing on Friday, trying not to get hurt. And either if it was from playing outside linebacker or kickoff on special teams, I made sure to stay ready.
Awesome. All right, Ryan, we have a clip for you as well. So let me orient everybody to the screen here. If you look at our defense, right, our 2 middle linebackers, you'll see number 13, Ryan Strickland, right here on the close side at the bottom of your screen. And then at the top of the screen is our other middle linebacker, who also had a good game Friday night, who we heard from a couple weeks ago, number 11, Preston Plunkett. And this play here, I like this play because this is, not only is it two great individual efforts, but collectively as a linebacking unit, it's a great play. It's a great team play too. I mean, from the defensive line, hitting their responsibilities to the middle linebackers, to the outside linebackers, to even the defensive backs on the edge. Just a great team play. And Ryan over here cleans up the mess in the backfield for a nice little tackle for loss. So, Ryan, talk through this play. Watch it once. Talk through it. Let us, tell us what your reads are, what you're looking at, things like that. Let me hit the play button here.
So as a linebacker, you would want to read guard to either mesh point or near back, and it was obviously fast flow, so I knew I had to get over there. And and as you can see, basically the whole line was just moving that way, so that's where I got to go. And fit tight cut back zone or get over top and just clean whatever's in my way.
Yeah, it's a great play.
continue to get out there, continue to work hard, and contrary to what anybody may tell you, continue to keep that mustache. It's looking good, brother. I'm a little bit jealous, so don't let significant other, mom, dad, anybody like that tell you to get rid of it. All right.
Of course.
All right, moving on to Jack. Your senior year this year, right? Last time going out there and representing Topsail on the football field. Reflecting back on your high school football career, how have you grown as a player and as a defensive lineman, and what are you most proud of?
I think the main thing I've grown from is my teammates supporting me no matter what. That's my favorite thing as a football player, is getting to know them, getting to know my brothers, play with them on the field. And, during my time here, I think obviously I've gotten bigger, stronger, but I think my mindset has gotten better. I'm less hard on myself than I was 2 or 3 years ago, and I can put bad plays away. I can put it in my memory. I don't dwell on them anymore, and I think that's really the main thing that's helped me grow as a player, as a D lineman, and as a person through the last 4 years.
That's awesome. Great answer. So the life of a defensive lineman is a tough life, to say the least. It's, part of your job description is trying to move large humans who are also trying to do the same thing to you. So I say that to say this, it's a tough job, and, you're performing it at a high level. And just talk to me about what you're most proud of personally, not from a team perspective, but as Jack. What is Jack most proud of about himself as a defensive lineman?
I think I'm really proud of the technique I play with, and I'm a lot smaller, obviously, than the people I line up against. I mean, I'm going up against 6'3", 6'4", almost 300 pounds every game. So I'm proud of the way I perform each game, because I know that I'm half the size of whoever I'm lining up against. So, and I can compete with better players than me, bigger players than me, and I won't get down on myself just because how much bigger than they are. So, and it helps. I have great teammates, Paxton and Pittman out there. They help me succeed. Some of my best friends, on the D line. So they help me a lot and bring me up when I'm down. So
awesome. So you're a senior, so you're going to get the senior question. What is next for Jack after graduation?
Yeah, I like to go to college, obviously. I want to go to NC State for sports management and minor in finance, but I might like to get into coaching sometime. I love football. I love sports in general, and that's been my passion my whole life. So I like to continue to do something like that for the rest of my life, because I don't know where I'd be without it. So.
Yeah, that is absolutely fantastic, and I know we had a couple of your teammates up here the past couple of weeks, a couple of them throughout the Marine Corps, which is not a bad way to go. Got to get my Marine Corps plug in there. As long as you don't join the Army, then you'll be okay.
Give me the mic back.
All right, buddy, we got to play for you as well. So kind of the same thing. We'll watch this thing once and then kind of explain to us what your thought process is. In this particular play, you're able to bust through the line and then kind of chase down that back who was going the other way of that you were going and be able to get him from behind. So it's a great play. We'll come and watch it once and then talk us through this thing.
And just real quick, just so everybody knows where he's at, if you look to the right side of the quarterback, right there in a three-point stance, that's him. So here you go.
All right, so it looks like it's Rip here, I believe. So I'm the B-gap player. I'm cheated down a little bit in my stance, so I have an advantage on the tackle who's most likely going to block down on me. So I see the guard pull, and I'm just flat off his butt. I'm straight down the line, and I'm looking for the ball, and luckily I find it, and I drag him down for a tackle for loss. And my job's a lot simpler than these guys, so Yeah, but
I don't know if I agree with that.
really,
No, I don't think
I
your
feel like
job is more simple. I've seen some of the O linemen you line up against. But yeah, that tackle for loss right there, one of two of the night from Mr. Waddell. So solid game from
you.
all three of you guys. Super proud of all you. I'm looking forward to watching you do it again Friday night. And let's just keep pushing forward. Let's keep 100% effort. Get your teammates motivated, all that good stuff, and let's go out and give Laney hell Friday night.
Go Pirates!
All right. Thanks, guys. Up here in Hampstead, I do have to say, and not really just good football players, but great humans too. The whole team full of them. All right, moving on with our North Brunswick recap. We're going to go ahead and bring up Coach Schmidt to the stage. Coach. All right, so North Brunswick. So we discussed the JV game in detail in our opener, and we mentioned varsity unfortunately lost at home Friday night, but there was still a lot of good things to take away from this game. The game was tied at the end of the first quarter. We were in it. We got that early touchdown in the first, and it seems like after that we just could not get much more offense from there. The defense battled all night. Kane Jenrette, the running back down there at North Brunswick, was a ton to take care of.
Yeah.
He racked up 105 yards on 13 carries, and we talked about it last week in our preview that he was going to be, a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Tyler had a solid game, career high passing yards, completions, all that good stuff. JoJo Sidbury led the team with 95 receiving yards on 5 receptions. Demarion Smith added an additional 46 yards on 3 receptions. Defensively, like we talked about, Ryan Strickland led the team in tackles with 18. Landon Lash threw in 3 tackles for loss on the night.
I think Plunkett have 18 tackles too? I feel like he was up there.
I believe it was right there, but
yeah.
16, 17.
16, something like that, yeah.
It was right up there too. And he threw in a couple tackles for loss as well.
Right.
So,
yeah, I mean, it was. I told the kids, we usually pick players of the week, right? And I told them that defensively, it was the entire front 7 was the player of the week for the defense, because you just can't pick anyone that watched the game, as you were mentioning with Strickland and Jack up here. I mean, you can't pick just one. From Landon's 3 tackles for a loss, and the way that anytime they ran it his way, he was blowing blockers backwards. Anytime they ran it Josh McKay's way as the anchor, he was forcing the ball back. Preston and Ryan were all over the field. Jack, Paxi, Pittman, I mean, they were blowing the offensive linemen back. I still haven't figured out how that kid had 100 yards rushing, because I felt like we were hitting him in the backfield every play.
Yeah.
I felt like that was the best game that we had as a defense. It's just that, again, offensively we just didn't keep the ball enough, and so the defense had to play a lot of plays. But, I thought that was our best game defensively, and I also thought offensively, the thing that impressed me, again, we improved as an offense, and the thing that really impressed me, you throw out the statistics for Tyler, and the reason why we picked Tyler for this week, you throw out the statistics. What impressed me was his resiliency, because if you watch that game, he got hit hard a couple of times, and that's the thing that you never know how a kid's going to respond in a varsity game. How is he going to respond when he gets hit in the face, right?
was it Mike Tyson or Vander Holyfield? One of them said they have a plan. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, right? And so how's he going to respond? And, I remember there was a play early on when he was supposed to hand off an ISO run, and the back went the wrong way, and he kind of bobbled the snap, and he quickly just went, all right, I'll just take it, which is what he's supposed to do. But, you don't expect that out of a sophomore making his first varsity start. And so from that moment on, I was like, all right, he's got it. And then he kept getting hit, and he kept getting up, and he kept doing his job, and so all of those things, and the kids keep saying it, we keep talking about it, we keep getting closer, we keep getting closer, we keep getting closer, and I don't care what the scoreboard says, right? We keep getting closer, and as a coach, I just think back to here we are. I don't even know what the score was, but we're near the end of the game, and you turn on the video, and I look up, and we're still sprinting to the football. We still got 11 guys, tackling people. We're still celebrating on the sidelines. We're still together as a team. We're still, we're all in, and we're down whatever we were down, right? But we're there. And I told them after the game on Friday night, I said, guys, listen, I know it didn't go our way, and it sucks that it didn't go our way, but you know what? I still love you. I'm still proud of you, and I'm glad that we're all doing this together, right? Because that's what counts. We're doing this together, and we're putting our hearts into this, and sometimes the hardest thing to do is to put your hearts into something and it doesn't go your way, and we all know that as adults, right? But that's the hardest thing is to put everything you have into something when it doesn't go your way, but it's going to make it that much sweeter when it does finally go our way. And so that's just something that I keep preaching and keep saying to the boys, and they really are doing their part, and I'm just so proud of them, the way they just keep coming every day and keep putting the work in, and we just keep getting better, and we're going to keep stacking days, and we're going to keep getting better, and one of these days it's going to come. It's going to happen for us. I know that. And I just want to go back to that JV game very quickly, because two things that you did mention. One, the head coach knew that it was fourth down when we spiked it, and the head coach was yelling in the headset, "It's fourth down. Why are you spiking it? It's fourth down," because Austin was running around and then was 5 yards downfield when he threw the ball on second down, which means we lose a down. So then it was third down, and then we completed the short pass on third down, so it was fourth down. And then all the young guys are yelling, "Spike, spike, spike," and I'm yelling, "It's fourth down. It's fourth down. Do not spike the ball. It's fourth down." And then Coach Broco looks over, he's like, "It's first down, spike the ball." I said, "It's fourth down, stop, no. And then they spike it, and I said, "It was fourth down." And he looked at me, he was like, "That says first." I said, "Don't look at the sign, count the downs." And then the other thing is the 2-point play to Aaron. We watched it on repeat on Monday with the varsity and Aaron together, because Austin tosses the ball to Aaron Sandher. There is one blocker, and there are 6 North Brunswick Scorpions. And that one blocker whiffs. And so now it's Aaron from 2 yards away, 1-on-6. And it looks like an action movie, because it's 6 guys and one pirate against 6 Scorpions. I still don't know how he scored. I have no idea.
Yeah, it reminded me of week 1 varsity against Dixon, that 2-point conversion that we got to regulation.
When Ben ran completely across the field.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
It was like that.
Was it? And you don't have to answer this if you don't want, Coach. Was it the same play call?
It was a very similar play call. Yeah. It was a toss. It was a different kind of toss, but yeah. And the reason why we called it is because we may or may not in practice, we may or may not be able to kick a PAT we struggle with PATs on the JV level, so we kind of have to go for 2. So, but hey, it works out. So we got the win.
It definitely worked out on
Yeah,
Thursday.
exactly.
Definitely worked out on Thursday.
We keep kicking linemen in the back. Let's put it that way.
I did see that in warm-up. So, Coach, I agree with you, and I think that every week, in particular these last 2 weeks against Ashley and North, the team is getting better. Mm-hmm. The defense is getting better. The whole team is running to the ball. We're wrapping up. We're tackling a lot better. On offense, it seems like we're able to start moving the ball a little bit, but then something happens. Sometimes it's a penalty. Sometimes it's a great defensive play. Sometimes it's a botched snap. I mean, where was it this week? Was it the defense that kind of made the adjustments and was able to shut us down? Because we were cooking in that first quarter. We got that I believe we got the opening kickoff. I think we did, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And we drove the ball, I believe, to midfield. Then we I can't remember if we punted or if it was a turnover. They go down, they score, and then we get the ball back, and we go right back down and score. And we're moving the ball in the first half, but then it seems like in the second half, the offense wasn't moving as efficiently as we did in the first half. Was that more of, the boys kind of making some simple mistakes, or was that the defense that was able to make those adjustments to kind of, I don't want to say shut us down, but slow us down in the second half?
Well, I think that the old gunfighter, Mustache Strickland, said it best when he was up here. When you have a young team, you tend to overthink things sometimes, and we have been a victim countless times this year of shooting ourselves in our own foot and just making mistakes because we're just overthinking things, and we're seeing things, we're making decisions on things, and we're just complicating things that we don't need to complicate. And so, in the first half, we got the opening kickoff, and we went first down. We racked up like 27 yards, and then we went pre-snap penalty, holding, pre-snap penalty, and then we punted the ball off, and then we got another pre-snap penalty because we lined up off sides, and it was it's just like little mistakes, right? Little things become big things, become magnified when you're struggling, right? When you're in losing streaks. And so one little mistake. So when you're driving, but you're struggling, one missed assignment, if things are going your way, you can miss an assignment and it's okay. But if things aren't going your way, you miss an assignment, that's when that linebacker is going to get free, and all of a sudden your quarterback gets sacked and it's 2nd and 17, and it's just hard to get out of 2nd and 17, and so it was one of those things where in the second half it was, we would drive the ball to a certain point, and then it would just be something. It would be a penalty, it would be a missed assignment, it would be some kind of mistake, but it's just that one little thing, that one little mistake is just enough to knock our drive completely off. So it's just one of those things with a young team. You just got to keep working through.
So, Coach, forgetting about the last 6 weeks, pretending we're 0-0 right now. What
we are this week.
That's right.
Yeah.
We actually are.
Yeah.
What do you want to see from your team for the remainder of the season? 4 games left. What do you want to see from your team?
This week we're going to go 1-0. Right, so that's what I want to see from our team. They know, I have told them multiple times, Landon, who's the team that I dislike the most? Yeah, the one that we're playing this week. So they know that there is a certain dislike I have for the team that we're playing this week, and I think it stems from the fact that my favorite all-time basketball player graduated from there. I don't know. I kind of fanboy a little bit when I go there.
Me too.
Yeah, no, it's just especially when you see it like Michael Jordan Gymnasium. I'm like, this is so cool. I'm right here. Like, he must have walked on this field. I'm like, this is so cool, man. And then I see them and I'm like, oh. No, but what do I want to see from this team? I want to see them continue to improve. right? I do not want to go backwards. I do not want to quit. I do not want to go back, right? We have made so much progress each week. We have kept moving forward. We have kept building on what we've done. And I think back to, a lot of people, motivational sayings, right? Burn the boats, burn the ships, right? So, we're not going backwards. There is no retreat. We're not going back from where we are now. We are only moving forward. So what do I want to see from our team? I want to see us keep improving. I want to see us keep putting together drives on offense. I want to see us taking care of the ball on offense. I want to see us winning. I want to see us win a field position game, which is something we have not done in 6 games yet. I want to see us keep running to the ball on defense. I want to see, this was the first time that, JoJo, I love you, but JoJo was our second leading tackler as a safety, which bothers me as a defensive coach because I want a linebacker leading our team in tackles, not a safety, because that third-level guy should not be leading our team in tackles. So I was very, very happy that we had linebackers leading our team in tackles this week, which is the way it should be, because that means that we're, D linemen are knocking the O linemen out of the way, the linebackers are making the play, and that, is getting us into shorter yardages and possibly off the field, right? So, all of those little things that we look at, that's what I want to see us continue to improve on each and every week. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at, and we're taking it week by week. I don't. Again, I take the approach of, and the guys can tell you this, every week on the whiteboard outside of the weight room, I write down the opponent that we have that week, and that's all we focus on is that week, right? So this week, Laney is on there. And that's all it says, Laney. And the quote of the week, which is Theodore Roosevelt this week, the man in the arena. And that's it. That's all that's there, right? We don't focus on the next 4 weeks. We don't focus on the rest of the season. We're focusing on this week and our job ahead of us on Friday night.
Is it the full quote, or is it?
It is the full quote,
Okay,
yes.
because that's a long quote.
It is a long quote, but you got to remember, Rich, I was an English teacher, and so I read it to them on Monday because we used to analyze it on the first day of English 3 class in my American literature class, because it is not the critic who counts. And so, yes, we read that and talked about how it is the man in the arena. It is the man in the arena with the face marred by dust and sweat and blood, and that is the one who gets the credit.
That hangs on my wall. Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks, babe.
I've actually got it on.
Appreciate it.
Yes, the man in the arena. Fantastic. Check it out if you haven't.
All right, Coach. So now we're going to move into Coach Schmidt's no quarter plays of the week. We've got 3.
Is this Landon's?
So, yes. So this first clip is a clip, and these are Coach's picks. First clip is a play by Landon Lash, just to orient you to the screen. If you look to the left.
He's the one in the cowboy collar.
White cleats.
Yes.
So, Coach, we'll play this.
Yippee-ki-yay.
We'll play this, and you can talk to us about it.
Yes. Okay, so number 45 here, Landon Lash. He was an inside linebacker last year, and we moved him to our position, which we call the dog in our defense. And the reason we call it a dog is because you need to be one to play it. And so when teams try to run the ball to that side of the defense, this is exactly what needs to happen. So they try to run to his side. They try to block him with 2 people, and he says, nope, not today. He takes them both for a ride into the backfield and makes a tackle 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage, almost single-handedly, except Pittman was there to kind of clean up the mess. And then the fact that his jersey is half off, and he probably didn't realize it for 3 more plays. Right, Landon? You probably didn't realize it for 3 plays. I love it. It's the cowboy collar. Gave him special privilege.
Powers.
Yeah, special powers.
He's never
Great
gonna,
play, Landon.
He's never going to leave that cowboy collar off.
No.
Again.
No, great play, Landon. Yes, but that is textbook outside linebacker play for our defense. That's exactly what that position is supposed to do in that play.
All right, moving on to the second play. this play was one of our 2 forced turnovers on the night. Great effort on the D-line. If you look, it's hard to see in this view.
Yeah.
At the beginning, but at the end you'll see him come through.
Yeah,
Paxton Lee, number 52, comes up and basically just pulls the ball right out of the running back's hand.
So this is so we talk a lot about with our defense. The philosophy of our defense is we are bend but don't break, right? And Rich being the Marine Corps recruiter that he is, right? You don't give up the ship, right? And you never give up. And so here we are. We're down inside the 10, and Paxton is playing D-line, and he's on the back side of the play. He sees the guard pull. He comes in. And instead of going for the tackle, which he knows he can get, he instead goes right for the ball, rips it out of the ball carrier's hands, and recovers his own fumble, which was a huge momentum turning point for us and got us the ball back to prevent us from going down 2 touchdowns at that point in the game. Great play by Paxton.
Yeah, it was Paxton. The best thing about that play, besides obviously Paxton stripping that ball, is watch the running back after he takes the ball. He's like this. What just happened?
Yeah, he has no. He's like, wait,
he has
where
no
to go?
idea what happened. It was classic.
Yeah.
Good job, Paxton.
Yes.
All right, next play. So this was a touchdown, and up in the booth, initially, I thought the ball hit the ground. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, come on.
I was at an upward angle.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but it didn't, and I watched it back. We stood up here, me, Rich, and Chris stood up here and slowed it down, and Demarion absolutely gets his hands under that ball. And, I'll let you see what happens.
Oh, I guess it was pretty low. I wasn't even looking at the pass.
I told you.
I'm not going to lie, yeah. All right, so so we had been running the ball out of our I formation look here. And so we just got number 9, Wade Revelis, back for this game. He just returned from injury for this game. And so I said to Coach Carton heading into this game, hey, it would be great. Let's try to get Demarion and JoJo. Let's try to get some little bubble screens out on the perimeter to them, and let's have Wade or Jackson out there blocking for them because they're both 2 pretty big physical blockers here. And let's get some quick little bubble screens out there. And so he dialed one up here on 2nd and 9, and Wade, just by being big, kind of intimidates this corner, doesn't really even touch him, touches him a little bit. And then Demarion does the rest. I mean, he's just explosive. He and JoJo both, you saw that play from JoJo earlier here in the podcast, but like they're just so explosive, and we're so lucky to have them, and just takes it to the house. Just a great play. Great team play, and just so excited. Plus, look at Jackson. Look at Jackson running the entire way with him. Look at the celebration. Look at when he gets there. He's like, he doesn't know what to do. They're just happy. I just love seeing them happy and down there and celebrating together.
All right, all great plays, Coach, and thanks for breaking those down for us. Let's kind of transition a little bit into this week's game against we'll say the team that shall not be named.
The French Pirates.
The French Pirates. There we go.
Buccaneers.
So the Buccaneers are 3-3. They got losses to D.H. Conley, Gardner, and West Brunswick. Their 3 wins are against J.H. Ross, South Central, and they beat Ashley this past week, 21-18. Pretty balanced team. They kind of come at you with a 3-headed running back or 3-person running back by committee, but they're also not afraid to throw the ball. The quarterback is 63 for 100 or 63 out of 110, just over 7, just under 800 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So what is it that you're doing to prepare for this team? I know that for us, our offense was a little bit more balanced, I think, this past week as far as the looks that we gave, kind of running a little bit out of shotgun, running a little bit under center, which I I really like, and I thought the offense looked good. But what is it that you're doing to kind of get those the boys ready for this week?
Yeah, this Laney team, you can't take it by the record as to what they are. They are also going through a transition. They have a new head coach and Coach Brooks, and I think he's done a great job. I mean, just watching their scores and watching their film, they just barely lost to West Brunswick, and then they pulled out a really close one against Ashley. And, defensively, they are so tough. They are really, really good defensively, and they just come after you. They just bring so much pressure. And so, we've just talked a lot about handling that pressure. I mean, at times they have 8 guys within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage. So it's just about knowing where you're supposed to be and what your responsibility is, and making sure you're communicating with one another, and just realizing where you're supposed to go, right, offensively. And then, the Laney's offense, I think you guys asked me this a couple weeks ago, for the last 3 years, I knew exactly what Laney's offense was going to do. They were going to run ISO, they were going to run RPO, they were going to run, passing concepts with a 2-receiver side and a single receiver side, and we knew how to defend it, and we knew what was coming, and either we were going to stop it or we won't. But now this year with Coach Brooks and his offense, it's different, and I haven't played against him. We haven't played against him. And so, we're still trying to learn kind of what he is. He's brought his little touches to it. It's a little bit of the old Laney and a little bit of his style, I'm guessing. And so it's a little bit more, it's a lot more diverse run game than what they've done in the past. And so, for us, it's just talking about our responsibilities, making sure that we're paying attention to our gaps, making sure that we're doing everything that we need to do defensively to take care of business. And so, it's just like the last 2 weeks, right? I mean, are we going to take care of business? Are we going to do what we need to do and take care of the little things and play our brand of football? And that's going to be the difference in Friday night's game.
All right. Just to remind everybody, tomorrow night, JV, kickoff 6 o'clock at home versus Laney. Then Friday night at Laney, 7 o'clock kickoff for varsity for Week 7. Coach, thanks for joining us for another week, and we'll be cheering from the sidelines.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, just so we're going to wrap up here with a little conference update. Just take a couple minutes here. So 6 of the 7 Carolina Coast Conference teams were in action during Week 6. New Hanover was the lone team on a bye week. The 2 games outside of ours was Ashley at Laney. Like we talked about, Laney got that win 21-18. And then West Brunswick was at Hoggard. And we talked about last week, we'd find out if West Brunswick was for real. They came into this game 4-1 against Hoggard. Hoggard was able to get the win, surprise, surprise, 34-7 over West Brunswick. So the conference standings after 2 weeks of conference play, Hoggard leads with a 5-0 record, 1-0 in conference. New Hanover's tied in first with a 2-3 overall record, 1-0 in the conference. Ashley is in third place, 2-4 overall, 1-1 in the conference. Laney's tied for third, 3-3 overall, 1-1 in the conference. North Brunswick also tied in third at 2-4 overall and 1-1 in the conference. And then West Brunswick also 1-1 in the conference, 4-2 overall. That's your conference standings through second week of conference play. This week, we've got Topsail at Laney, obviously. We've got West Brunswick at North Brunswick, and then Hoggard at New Hanover Friday night. Ashley will be on a bye this week. So that's your conference update. And that's going to do it for Week 7's edition of Anchor Down. Thanks, everybody, for coming out tonight. We've reminded you of the game times this week. FTF, my FTF plug. We need volunteers. Visit our Facebook page. There's a Google Doc or an Excel spreadsheet or something to sign up. Let's try to get in front of that. We keep having to reach out through Sports U app to ask for volunteers every week. So if you're available and you know you're going to be available and you want to help out, go ahead and sign up so we don't have to keep asking every week. But we will if we have to. So that's the Facebook. We've also got an Instagram page. We've got YouTube, and we've got a Twitter. So check us out. Give us a follow on all of those platforms. Yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you again to Oval Nail for hosting and all they do for us. Round of applause for Oval Nail, please. And Rich, as always, I'll give you the last word, and we'll get out of here.
Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of reiterate the volunteer piece. Last time I checked, which was yesterday afternoon, we were still missing 2 for the chains for the JV game tomorrow night. So we don't have the huddle spots open yet for tomorrow. If we get those 2 spots on the chains filled, then we will open that up. But the chains are the priority. So please go out there and volunteer. We're missing 1 now, I'm being told. So get that 1 more volunteer, and then we can open it up to huddle so we can get these boys on film. Other than that, I'm going to kind of go with what Coach was saying last week, and I was hammering home to everybody on the sidelines last week. We got to believe, and I believe that this team is turning it around. I believe that this team is got good things coming and some wins coming here soon, and I will end it how I always do. Go Pirates.